Feels at home. It's where everything is dear. It's why I know home is here. Home is in the endless laughter. Home is happy ever after. It's where I live my dreams. It's inspiring all around. Home is where I'll always be safe and sound. It's where everything is dear. It's why I know home is here. I know home is here. Home is here. It's where the very best of me feels at home. It's where everything is dear. It's why I know home is here. Home is in the happy moment. Home is where forever happens. It's where I live my dreams. It's inspiring all around. Home is where my heart will always be bound. Far away or near, home is here. Home is in the endless laughter. Home is happy ever after. It's where I live my dreams. It's inspiring all around. Home is where I'll always be safe and sound. It's where everything is dear. It's why I know home is here.
What we have in store for you this afternoon. For today marks a special moment for Avida and Filipino music lovers. As the home developer that provides the perfect spaces for people to develop their individuality, Avida collaborated with the country's finest OPM composers and singers for the second edition of Tunog Natin, with songs inspired by home. To tell us more about this exciting surprise and what Tunog Natin is all about, please welcome on stage Avida Marketing Head, Ms. Tess Tata.
Thanks, Camila. And good afternoon, everyone. I hope you had a good lunch. And thanks again, Janoy, for singing that song. I didn't expect him to do another arrangement, no? So thank you very much for doing that. Avida has always been supportive of efforts to promote local talents and cultures such as the arts, crafts, entrepreneurship, local cuisine, and music. We actually started this advocacy in 2011. No? So this is actually the second time that we're doing a Tunog Natin album series. And this is actually in support of the original Filipino music. And this year, as we celebrate our 25th year anniversary, what a good way to start it with, good music, pure Filipino talent. We are happy to collaborate once again with some of the country's most talented local singers and composers to craft and put together this wonderful compilation of songs which are inspired by home. So if you'll notice also when you get to listen to the entire compilation, it's really more about inspirational songs about love, songs about family, love for the country. So I hope you really enjoy this music compilation. We would also like to thank Mr. John Ong for doing this with us the second time around. Thank you very much. Short planning but really good output. And of course, Mr. Jim Paredes for giving us the opportunity to work with him. Thank you very much also for writing that forward note in our album. Salamat po. I've been a very fan talaga ever si 80s pa, mga, folk arts theater type. Hindi nga nila alam po ibig sabihin, that Araneta Coliseum where OPM stars are really out there. So really that's our dream also to make it more accessible to a lot of people. We've also made this album in tune with the times of making it available to download in iTunes and Spotify. So that's already available, no, Chris? So you can also check this out. So I would not take long to introduce other speakers. No? So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. And I hope you enjoy the music that we put together. Thank you.
From natin, second edition music album.
Thank you for a very nice introduction. And yes, folk art space, wow. That made me feel so young. Very happy to be here, and I'm really happy to be part of this project. As you know, my passion is OPM, and I really feel good that Avida, a company like this, not only gives homes to Filipinos, but also supports the culture of Filipinos. I think that is really so important. And this is the second time I'm participating in a project like this. The first one was a previous album, which I enjoyed doing. My part, I enjoyed doing it. And believe it or not, I had it in my car for something like 8 months. Just playing and playing in my car. And even my apo loved the music. And this one, napakinggan ko na yung ilan. Maganda talaga. Ganun na naman ang mangyayari dito. So, to Avida, wow, thank you. You're the type of people who make the Philippines a nicer place. You build nice homes and you give us good Philippine music. And I thank you for that. And that's really very important. Especially in this day and age where the Philippines is about to come of age, no? Parang magka-coming out party na tayo sa mundo. Meron tayong mga products na ganito na talagang unabashedly we can say, you know what, pakinggan mo. Wala na explanation. You're just gonna like it. You know? So, that is a big deal to me, and I'm very happy to be here. But you know, it takes a lot of effort to put all of these things together. To gather artists, to choose the songs, to record, to arrange and everything. So I would like to invite on stage a multi-awarded international arranger. And he was behind this music. And he's also behind the music of artists like Glock 9, Abra, Maha Salvador, among many. Mga kaibigan, palakpakan po natin. And incidentally, he also has an advocacy campaign for the COMELEC. You know? So, a good guy overall, with his heart in the right place. So, tawagin natin mga kaibigan si Jonathan Ong.
Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. And thank you for inviting us here, Ms. Estatco. And thank you for that very warm introduction, Maestro Jim Paredes. He's a wonderful guy to work with. You know what? I can't express enough how pleased I am to be here this afternoon. But before I continue, I would like to give credit to the unsung hero of the project, Mr. Chris Day. Ang role ni Chris sa project nito is it's amazing kasi he's a very humble guy. I mean, he's very machika and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? He's just there. He's not mentioned in the program. So, Chris, hats off to you, man. Thank you so much. Mr. Testatco, Avida people, you are wonderful people to work with. Sabi nga ni Mr. Jim Paredes kanina. Working with you guys is like working with family. You know, it's corporate, but hindi, it doesn't feel like it's a corporate thing. You know, I mean, sa totoo lang, you know, and Mr. Jim Paredes is a really interesting story, if I may be very candid. When he was invited to join us in this project, parang behind the scenes si Chris, parang, oh Jim, paano, pag-usapan na lang natin yung ganyan, about the TFs and whatever. You know what Jim said? You know, Chris, you know, it's not about the money. Wala talagang ganyang consideration. So just to show you the honesty and passion of Mr. Jim Paredes. Round of applause to the maestro. And these are, alam na, I'll just be really candid with you guys. Talagang this is just how it is, you know. Na parang experiencing working with Jim Paredes and how Avida is advocating the OPM industry. You'll get that feeling that you are home, you're with friends. It encourages memories, conversation. So I hope yun yung natanggap niyo po sa project. And I hope na mag-enjoy kayo sa tunog natin, part 2. Thank you.
At this point, we invite...
We'd like to offer this plaque which serves as a symbol of Avida's continuous support for OPM. Mabuhay ang OPM.
First copy of the CD is called Tunog Natin. Part 1 na to actually. From the artist, the side of the artist, we'd like to offer it to people.
Thank you.
Now that we have iTunes, Spotify.
Actually, it isn't. Kaya nga lalong nagiging mas kahanga-hanga ang nagiging effort ng Avida to support OPM. Because you know, in the past few years, lumabas yung digital media natin. We have MP3s na, and ever since that happened, ito na, piracy, duplication, replication. As artists, we can feel the impact. Because now, every time you want to get a song, torrent mo lang yan, download mo lang yan. But what about respecting the artist's rights? Ano yan, yung effort ng artist sa pagsulat ng kanta, well, naturally, di ba, that has to happen. But in the day of digital replication, physical is almost gone. Nakikita niyo yung mga record bars natin, unti-unti nang nawawala, di ba? So with that in mind, I would like to talaga thank again Avida, Ms. Tess, for supporting this, Mr. Jim Paredes, Chris Kahilig for making this whole thing possible. Kasi, you know what? One day mawawala na lahat yan. You want everything isang click na lang. Well, what does that mean in terms of supporting our national identity? Saan mapupunta yun? Right? I mean, I hate to be very serious about this, but this is where we're going. So, isa po itong malaking paalala coming from Avida, coming from all the artists involved in this project na alalahanin po natin ang tunog Pinoy at yung musika natin, ating kultura.
Lord Coppola was interviewed once, and he was talking about the intellectual property and royalty system. And he said something interesting. Sabi niya, the whole royalty system is something like only 150 to 200 years old. Prior to that, artists had sponsors. They had kings and queens and dukes who financed their career. So parang sabi niya, maybe, sabi niya, even if I don't want it, it could happen that the whole idea of intellectual property will just be gone in terms of music and film and all of that. But sabi niya, it will be kept going by artists who have day jobs but still have the passion to create music. Number one. But I also believe that music will keep going on as long as companies like Avida have the vision to really support something that seems intangible kasi you can't hold it in your hand, but they see the value of it. So those are my thoughts.
This Edison from Malayan Business Insight newspaper, and I'd like to address my question to Ms. Tess. Are there any plans of producing the third edition of the album with more contemporary hits? If yes, will there be new set artists?
Definitely, we would like to produce another one. That's why we all need your support as well, and then spread the news as well. That there's this, album, and support our own Filipino talents in our own little way as well. We try to integrate, the concert series in some of our events. So the first one will actually happen tomorrow at BGC. So we invited some of the artists to sing and then invite everyone. It's a free concert for everybody to enjoy. And then there's another one coming. So hopefully by spreading that good news and then bringing them together in one venue and encouraging people to listen to our own type of music, then we will probably and hopefully produce another one in the future.